here this woman is standing, sleeping, right? And this is another woman here. This man gets up from this seat, comes here, and according to her, urinates from here, which reaches her here, not impacting this person here.
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. The Air India urination horror, which has come to be known as P-Gate, continues to shock the entire country. Back in November, that is November 2022, a man named Shankar Mishra, now a former vice president at the financial firm Wells Fargo, got drunk and then urinated on a 70-year-old woman aboard the business class of a New York to Delhi Air India flight. Not only has the act stunned the country, but so has the behavior of the Air India cabin crew and management. They did not take any immediate action against Shankar Mishra and even forced the lady to sit in a soiled seat after giving her a change of clothes. Moreover, the fact that Air India waited over a month till January to register a police case shows a brazen attempt to hush the case. Air India's excuse is that they waited for the woman in question to give them a green light. But why was that needed in the first place? Why wasn't swift action taken for such a disgusting and repulsive act? Shankar Mishra continues to be in police custody. He apologized for his actions and said he paid to dry clean the woman's items. He also said they came to a resolution via chats, calling the case a malicious afterthought. But his previous bail plea was rejected as the court noted messages from Mishra's family to the victim saying tampering of evidence and intimidation can't be ruled out. But today came another twist from Shankar Mishra. Now he says he did not urinate on the woman, claiming she urinated on herself. He said that the lady's seat, which was a window seat, was blocked by another passenger and it wasn't physically possible for him to urinate on her. In fact, Shankar Mishra's counsel even argued that the lady in question is a Kathak dancer and 80% of Kathak dancers have an issue of some kind of bladder issue. The counsel of the victim has denied the charges, calling it an attempt to spread misinformation with an intent to harass her. Remember, the bizarre defense comes days after Shankar Mishra apologizing for his actions. The big question that emerges: is this a desperate defense of a man with no way out? Does this have any weight in the court of law? Or will this backfire against Shankar Mishra, who is literally trying to wash his hands off this case now?
First, he traumatized an elderly co-passenger on a New York to New Delhi Air India flight. Now he's resorting to victim shaming. Sacked banking executive Shankar Mishra made some stunning claims in court. He alleged that the complainant urinated on herself because she suffered from some prostate issues like most Kathak dancers do. He also said that her seat was blocked, so he couldn't have gone to her, and that her seat could only have been approached from behind, so the urine couldn't have reached the front of the seat. Mishra also claimed that passengers sitting behind the woman didn't make any such complaint.
This man gets up from this seat, comes here, and according to her, urinates from here, which reaches her here, not impacting this person here. And this, we are not talking about some ordinary water, that water spilled, so the person sitting or the woman sitting in 9C was was okay with it, and the one in 9A only complained, right? We're talking about urine. Agar ek drop bhi gira hota, if there would have been any contact, she would have been equally enraged.
These allegations come days after Shankar Mishra told a Delhi court that his actions were not driven by sexual desire nor aimed at outraging the complainant's modesty. Even other co-passengers who were on board the flight claimed they saw Mishra having copious amounts of alcohol and the woman looking visibly distraught after the urination incident.
He had he had about 4 drinks over the period of the lunch. And what happened was he became a little repetitive about asking me the same questions. I went and I alerted one of the stewardess who was serving the alcohol. I said, just keep an eye because he's asking me the same question multiple times.
So can Shankar Mishra be allowed to get away with what he did?
We are opening our phone lines and asking you, can P-Gate accused be allowed to get away? You can call us on that number that is flashing on your television screens and share your views. Joining me on the show, Dr. Mahesh Reddy is the Director General Infrastructure and Logistics Federation of India. Sanat Kaul is Chairman, International Foundation for Aviation. Devendra Bednekar is ex-cabin crew in charge of Jet Airways. We have Dr. Vikram Singh, former IPS officer, and Ishani Sharma is the advocate of Shankar Mishra. Ishani, how can you first apologize and then say you did not even commit this crime?
So if you want to hear the fair series of events without a bias, I can let you know that, which is that he was woken up from a long sleep. He was not woken up immediately. He was woken up in due course of time, and as any man from a respectable family who is raised to be nice and courteous to everybody around, and especially elderly women, or is basically he's a chivalrous man. So his first reaction when the woman alleged what she did was that she's an elderly woman, right? So why would she be wrong? Maybe, he was just instantly apologetic or instantly trying to assuage the situation. So I would still say that my clients only...
since the allegation that you have leveled is also this, that the victim here is a Kathak dancer and they are known to have poor bladder control. Is this not
an allegation?
Is this not a clear attempt to malign her image? Target her entire story and target her credibility.
I will just say this. See. Just 1 minute. A man from at a respectable post from a decent family who has got decent education and has no history of any any feuds or any misbehavior in his life. He was made, his face, his family, his name was posted across all Indian media and foreign too. He was fired, it was such a big media trial that he was fired from his company. If we don't say that that's an attempt to malign him, just giving our version to the court,
okay,
it's yet...
Okay. So is in the people's court, is this defense of Shankar Mishra believable? We have the first caller now, Meera from Mysuru. Ishani, I'm going to come to you. Meera, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, please. Go ahead, Misha.
This man Shankar Mishra, he doesn't have any remorse even till today. And he is putting false allegations on the victim herself. And he says she will have prostatic problems. If he does not know, a lady will not have prostate. It's only the men who have prostate. So everything is so bizarre, and I think he wants to just get away and walk away.
Enough.
He should be jobless.
Enough. First thing. I am the counsel. I would very humbly put this. I am the counsel for Mr. Mishra. I was asked to give my version of the story. I am here to do that.
Yes.
I am not answerable to everybody.
Absolutely.
I will not disclose the evidence I have because
Ishani,
it's yet for trial.
Question is that do you have evidence to project to present your side? To present your side, do you have evidence? I want to ask that question and then move on to other panelists.
We have evidence. We have evidence.
Fine.
And we have circumstantial evidence. We are sure of what we are saying.
Okay.
And we have always been saying that. The first time I said that to your, I think I said that to your channel also. Then the thing which I was trying to explain, the seating arrangement, I was respectful towards the lady, and I said that he could not. The basic principles of physics do not allow him to do that on 9A and 9C is untouched.
Okay.
You know, with two seats which are completely open.
Ishani, I'm going to come back to you.
Eyewitness
Let's bring in other panelists as well. Devendra, So far, Air India has de-rostered the crew, but clearly Air India's senior management did not act against the accused on time. Is this now a fit case for the DGCA to make an example of Air India? Because this isn't the only case. There was also an incident of similar nature in a Paris-Delhi flight in December where no action was taken.
Yes, exactly. Well, DGCA can do that, but it all depends on what the inquiry procedures and the final verdict comes when they take into account the cabin crew and the captain's justification, what happened on board the aircraft. So once that happens, then probably they would come to a point where they can do this.
Okay, so we have another caller joining us. We have another caller now. The caller is Ramesh from Hyderabad. Ramesh, go ahead.
I want to tell two things about this. First thing is the gentleman says that she has paid herself. If that way to be the case, then why did first he paid all the compensation and all that? Secondly thing is he was only banned from flying. She was not banned. If that way to be the case. Second thing I want to tell you is this Air India should have taken action immediately because this is not Air India seat is not a piss pot. That Air India should know it. Because the other Air India is used by others also. The flight may be used by others. It's a public service they are doing.
Yes.
Because they cannot spoil their name like this, isn't it? Because tomorrow I may call it a P India, not Air India.
Okay.
What Air India do
so
then?
Is Air India becoming a public urinal then? That is the question. Rajneesh from Bengaluru. Go ahead, Rajneesh.
Yeah, I think the defense here seems to be quite weak. What we were hearing is that he was apologizing, he was crying in front of that lady, and that is how that lady finally allowed him to go, right? I don't know on what basis this lawyer is arguing for him. And then second, if you see, he was hiding. It took a while for police to arrest him. Then he used his phone for 15 seconds. That is how he was traced and arrested. Why he was doing, if he was innocent all the while, right?
Yes, those are valid questions there, Rajneesh. You know, Ishani, he apologized. That means your client and you apologized first, then evaded arrest. Then the victim says she is receiving messages from Shankar Mishra's father. Now he says he did not do it. Does he sense that there is much evidence against him?
There are factual.
Is this not an act of desperation?
See, there are factually. I will just get to this point by point. As I said, that the only mistake my client did was being over courteous. He took the woman on the face value. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So he took the woman on the face value. He instantly he was woken up from his sleep. There was a lot of time between as the alleged incident happened and he was woken up, and he was just overwhelmed. Out of that, he was just
after that there are WhatsApp evidence as well.
No, listen.
There is WhatsApp evidence as well.
I know. I have seen the WhatsApp. I was the first person to see that. The WhatsApp, if you start reading the WhatsApp starts from, "Hi beta, this is my number." The complainant's lawyer in the bail hearing alleged that the victim and the complainant and the accused were kept together and made to talk to each other. She herself is saying that, "Hi beta, this is my number." That's the first thing. So they've been lying on the face of it.
Okay. So you are saying that they have been lying.
Said, "Hi beta, this is my number."
This case has taken a bizarre turn with this kind of allegation, saying that it is the victim who peed on herself.
Let me please complete.
Sanat Kaul, I'm coming to you. Ishani, you have spoken quite a bit. I'm coming to you. Yes, Sanat Kaul.
Okay, now I think from the secondary evidence, it is quite obvious that he did pee on her and then he apologized and all. But now it's become a criminal case. So it is the lawyer which is going to defend. And, and when you are defending a client, you do all sorts of things to make sure that, that you can't prove that thing beyond doubt. So that is where I think the case lies, that the lady lawyer is now trying to ensure that the case doesn't get proved. And therefore, it's coming up. But
so,
from
but
all
can it be
accounts,
seen as just
from
lawyering
earlier,
tactics or some kind of, bizarre defense? Because, in this process,
but all
you are
good lawyers,
defaming the women.
lawyers do that. All good lawyers do that.
Okay.
I mean, they get hold of criminals,
Okay, fine enough.
murderers,
We have
terrorists.
more callers.
They
We
get,
have more callers.
they are let off the hook because they're
Machendra
not able
from
to
Pune. Go ahead, Machendra. Okay. Daya Sagar from Mumbai. Go ahead, Daya.
See, I'm not concerned about the statements being made by Mr. Mishra or his lawyer. They will try to defend themselves. I'm only wondering, what is the role of Air India in all this?
Yes.
Don't they have any responsibility for the passengers and the victim? Yeah, this incident has happened in within the Air India flight. Don't they have any responsibility to defend the victim?
That's a valid question. What is the responsibility of Air India, Dr. Mahesh? So far, Air India has come up with almost like weak defense. Have they taken any action against this? Some kind of punitive action? Perhaps events would have been completely different, because if anything, this kind of defense, while I understand that Shani is defending Mr. Shankar Mishra, she has no option but to do that, because that's the way client-lawyer relationship is. But what about the Air India, the carrier?
I have 2 points.
Well, Maria,
yes.
In fact, in the light of this new defense mechanism, whatever the unruly passengers, counsel is finding, it is for the Air India to kind of come out with watertight evidence part, because the entire crew, entire evidence mechanism, not only in the criminal case, not only in the court of law, but also the internal committees to be constituted by the Air India. It is for the airline crew to kind of substantiate the entire evidence mechanism and ensure the complete, what if this bizarre new defense mechanism is something we never heard of, and nor this is not how even the kind of in the internal committees constituted by the respective airlines. We have dealt with quite number of internal committees in these kind of unruly passenger issues. So I don't think these kind of bizarre evidence mechanisms will stand the test of the
Okay, so
day.
you are of the opinion, and Dr. Vikram Singh, will you not agree with Dr. Reddy? The question here is of Air India building a watertight case, because the onus is on Air India, not as much on the victim here.
Absolutely, the Air India, they are not only a witness, but they are also a part of the whole criminal proceedings. And what they say will also be very relevant in the court of law. Whatever Shankar may say today seems to be an afterthought. He has changed stance multiple times, and that will also go against him. And to say that the lady, the elderly lady, the victim had prostrate, well, that speaks volumes about the wisdom. Erratic bowel movement of the victim because she was a Kathak dancer is even more bizarre. And to say that he was perhaps a late blossoming episode, that he was a thorough gentleman and that he agreed with whatever allegations were leveled at him, this is totally unconvincing. And I think it is better. I wish everybody well. But at the same time, I know what I'm talking about. On the face of it, it looks absolutely absurd. And the way he is taking it, changing his stance, will not put him in good light in the court of law. Let me tell you very clearly. Air India
so if anything, it's repulsive to make those kind of allegations. I'm going to come to all of you, but there are more callers joining us. Sanjay from Kerala. Sanjay, go ahead.
Hi, Maria. It is such a shameful, bizarre incident now being defended with such an absurd defense. I would like to know why the Air India crew were so dismal in their action. They should have taken the action. Then all this weak defense would not have come. If they would have recorded the incident properly,
yes, absolutely.
If they would have taken the actions properly, then all this wouldn't have happened. Now the lawyer, I can no feel for her. She is defending her client. But actually, now you are really going ahead with demolishing the modesty of the woman.
Absolutely.
You are such a decent person. This is such outrageous, shameful act being defended with bizarre, absurd defense. So my question is to the Air India crew who were present in the de-rostering term is not the only action. They should come out with a proper explanation. They should give an unbiased explanation. And they should really tell
I
the
agree
truth
with you,
to
Mr. Sanjay. Perhaps it is the Air India which should be responding in the court now against this bizarre twist of, twist in this entire case that has come in. We have more callers that are joining us. Ajay from Ahmedabad. Ajay, please go ahead.
Hi, Maria. Good evening.
Good evening.
The biggest blunder or the biggest loophole that I see is what Air India has done. They never reported. Nobody reported anything. Sogata, who was a witness to this, the other day he said that he asked for the GLB, the logbook, the general logbook, and he was not given that. And they gave him a piece of paper to write down his complaint, which never reached anywhere. So, this is somebody taking advantage of this loophole in the law, where Air India, I would say, the crew and the captain of the flight should have taken some action against this.
And immediately, perhaps. Sanat Kaul, all the callers on this show are talking about the responsibility of the airline and how the airline, which is culpable here and failed its passenger.
Yeah. So there is a legal requirement as promulgated by DGCA that in case of an incident like this, they should have a committee. A committee composition is also given. It should have a retired district judge and some other people, and they should give a report within 10 days time. Now we don't know. I don't think Air India did that thing at all. They have defaulted on that because they tried to compromise, and therefore had that committee sat and given a report, it would have been a case in the lady in the.
Okay, Ishani is saying that Air India's internal inquiry is going on.
How can it go on for over 1.5 months?
And we've been appearing there. First thing. Second thing, in the defense of Air India, how can we just think of a situation? Just let all of us unbias our minds and think of a situation where the Air India and most of the co-passengers didn't, the crew of Air India and most of the passengers didn't see anything wrong. They just heard the hue and cry of the woman and they responded the way they did.
Then why did they ask them to go for some kind of patch up? Ishani, here
she was saying they didn't witness it.
But each seat in a business class has access to the aisle. So what is this entire argument of window seat?
It is a window seat. You have to see the that aircraft. It was 2 seats. It was not. It did not have an independent access. It goes through 9C. It is in the seating plan. It differs from seat to aircraft to aircraft.
No, but why are you then?
I'm sure your expert here would be.
No. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Sanat Kaul, the argument here is only going from. I don't understand. First, a person apologizes, and then he comes up with a theory of this nature.
No, this is kind of an absurd thing. The responsibility does lie on Air India because they should have formed the committee, given a report by now. It doesn't take 1.5 months to give a report, and I don't know.
No, but where is Air India's? Where is Air India's committee? Is the question that is going to be asked. We have more callers joining us. Richard from Bengaluru. Richard, go ahead.
Yeah, I am from Mangalore.
Yes,
I have been flying for 41 years, madam. Since 81. I've been flying in the flights, and I want to suggest and advise all the people and those who are viewers that one thing in mind, that it is impossible to urinate in a flight which is crowded with all the other passengers. They should have objected immediately when he opened his zip, and they have given him the opportunity to urinate. Means there is something wrong. Where are the CC cameras? When the 9/11 happened in America, they have restrictions in all the flights with air commandos. Where are the air commandos existing in our Indian Airlines or Air India? why all the international passengers have the air commandos where they are objecting and restricting terrorism. But if a person is urinating, that means there is no security. Someone can, you can kill one another. One passenger can kill the other. So what is the security in the flights? Please explain it to me.
Okay, fine. We have more callers joining us. Manohar from Salim. Go ahead, Manohar. Manohar from Tamil Nadu. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Manohar, please go ahead.
Yeah, if a child is wetted, it will cry by its own accord as reflex action. When the grown-up child is wetted, now shifting the blame on somebody else. If it...
Okay. Okay, we have okay. Let's go back to the guests and bring in Dr. Vikram Singh. Dr. Vikram Singh, the question is, of course, about Air India, the cabin crew, who have given their statements in this connection. There is also perhaps cross-examining of each witness, which will be done by Ishani. But the larger question is of Air India's response. Had they recorded it, perhaps responded immediately, then the entire sequence of events would have been very different, and the cabin crew would not have been questioned the manner in which they are being done. And of course, this will be seen as a desperate attempt and a defense by Mr. Mishra.
Absolutely, Maria. There are two things. There is no element or scope of compromise in a criminal case. And the Air India should have known ignorance of law is no excuse. And then not to act when you are supposed to act also amounts to be a willing accessory to the crime. And to give a long rope to the accused also is absolutely reprehensible and deplorable. And also, I would say the investigators to take what were the circumstances under which the Air India staff wanted to effect a compromise to save their own name, their personal names, and that of Air India. But that is not what criminal jurisprudence expects of the people. If you are a witness to a crime, take pains to report and do what is expected of you to do, and with which they failed miserably, Maria.
Okay. Ishani, I have last question to you. The court earlier had observed that witness tampering from the accused's side cannot be ruled out. Then one view is that Shankar Mishra's father had said, karma will hit you. Is this not intimidation?
Excuse me, just a minute. All documents, I was there in the court. All documents say Shankar Mishra, son of Shyam Naval Mishra. You can read it, it's been flashing since day one. They've been lying blatantly lying. The complainant has been blatantly lying. They gave a piece of paper which showed a number, and they had Gautam Kumar Mishra written on the bottom of that, and they said this is Gautam Kumar Mishra, the victim's father. It is a matter of record that he is Shyam Naval Mishra, and that number and that name doesn't belong to anybody in victim's family. It is a bizarre allegation, and there is a series of bizarre allegations. And when you have put an allegation, they say that it's for the court to, for the police to inquire, a charge sheet will be filed, a trial will be held, led by evidence. So let it come out. How can you say, if a complainant says that this has happened, how can you say this has happened? I'll just take a minute of yours. If there is a murder happening in a house, a heinous crime as a murder, B dies, A is in the house, the FIR says A murdered B, and A says that I was not in the house, B has committed suicide. Will you go and ask B, A, that how can you say that a woman has died or B has died? How can you say that she committed suicide or he committed
Mishra
suicide?
was not there on this aircraft?
I am saying that he has not done it, and I have been saying that, I'll be saying that, it'll come out, truth will come out, it'll be a trial led by evidence. Let the truth come out before passing this diktat.
Okay,
that
Dr.
is all
Vikram Singh,
that
I can see you're smiling. The 20 seconds, the final words to you, please. Go ahead, sir.
Allegations come and allegations go. There will be allegations and counter allegations, and this is what investigation is all about. Investigation will shift the grain from the shaft, and the truth shall prevail. Of course, it is the duty of Ishani ji to bring about a vociferous defense for our client. It's a duty also. But truth and investigation, don't underestimate them. Thank you, Maria.
All right, Sanat Kaul, Ishani, Dr. Vikram Singh, Devendra and Dr. Reddy, thank you so much for joining us.